without the auction. So these two register. It's at the entry desk. You register between the two stocks.
We're getting an introduction to the first panel, and it's dragging out quite a bit because it looks like one of the presenters is not yet arrived, so they're pulling out all the card tricks as far as time stalling techniques.
Vicki and I want to thank you again for all being here. And before we introduce the seminar, we want to remind you that these are very important.
It's time for the second day of seminars at the 2010 Hospice to Rhône. He is the ultimate terroirist, brilliantly made wine. Unless your ears are broken, you know he has something to do with music, and the only way he's coming out here is if everyone stands up and starts clapping very loudly. Get up and do it! All the way!
If your man is the man, can he talk into this? And if your man is the man, can he count my grip? If your man is the man, does he lick the cat? And have you waking up feeling like you broke your back? Now who that?
You really want to see another winery called something ridge, something canyon, something lake, something sky, something, whatever. And then I didn't want a faux European story for an American winery. The way I make wine, and I think the way you guys do wine, is like you have a choice. You can have this. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? Yeah, exactly. Who likes orange well? Not me. Or you can have this. Hey, mom, sit me woo. Hey, sweat, don't make you right. Okay, you get the idea, right?
Here with Ginevra Smith, which is Charles Smith's wife, and we thought we'd ask her a couple of questions. And one of the most important questions is, Charles is an outspoken guy. He makes no secret about his passion and how he feels about it, or the F-bomb. What is it like? What is the daily life with Charles Smith? What is that like?
Oh my God, I don't even know what to tell you. Every day is like an experience, and I'm lucky. Like what you saw on the freaking thing there was what Charles is every day like. It's unbelievable. Like he teaches me life and love and passion, and I mean we're both in the wine business, but I didn't know what wine was until I met him. I really didn't. So
when he's in the cellar and he's making wine, is he listening to rock and roll? What is he doing?
She's down and dirty, rock and roll music, and it's just like nothing going on. Like nobody can talk to him. And I was lucky enough to take the picture of him food crushing, and nobody can get close to him. Like he's all about wines when it's wine season, and all he plays is rock and roll music that I'm learning to love because I'm Italian. So it's amazing. It's amazing.
If you're going to change your life, don't do it in little increments. Just do it, and when you do it, give it everything that you have. Think about it in the early '90s. Like a guy like Kurt Cobain, he would throw himself into a drum kit. He didn't need to do it to make the concert great. He did it because he felt compelled to do it. So what I decided to do when I decided to make wine was I'm compelled to do it, and therefore I throw everything at it with whole abandon and not thinking about myself or anything else or any measured element. The idea is just do it, and we'll see through momentum and pure, I guess you say tenacity. Just arrive there by momentum.
So it sounds like to me that you're making wine from passion, and I think that was a theme you drew throughout your presentation today. Where does a guy like you get his inspiration from?
Pretty much everything. I mean, everything that I've ever done. I mean, you see a couple old women sitting on a park bench talking to each other and think about the long life they had and their camaraderie and their friendship, and think about how beautiful that is. And you go to a concert, and I'm acquainted with guys like from Metallica and so forth, and you stand there on the side stage and watch them play master puppets, and you're like, you want to jump out of your skin. It's so awesome. And then you watch some film that's so fucking beautiful, it brings you to tears, and you're not afraid to take all those elements and give it all there, and then when you do it, hope that people like what you do, not think like, oh, of course they should love it. It's like, I want it because I'm a hungry heart, and I give everything I have, and hopefully, like a boomerang, some of it comes back.
Well, kudos to you. I mean, I think that plays out in your wines, and they're uniquely different, just as the artists you just mentioned and the films as well. If I told you today, Charles, you couldn't make any more wine in Walla Walla or in Washington State, and you had to choose some other region in the world, where would you end up?
I just go to Hawaii and just go surfing.
Let me ask, when Robert Parker comes and tastes Charles's wines, does he behave, or is Charles always Charles?
Oh, no. Charles is actually, I don't know if I could say that, but last time that Jay Miller was at home, he's actually abandoned him after half an hour of tasting, and he passed out on his bed upstairs, leaving him alone, tasting the wines.
You know what? He sounds like my college roommate.
I know, that's what
but it's true. I mean, the wine industry needs more people like Charles, and kudos to him. So it's great to see you. You sound very happy, and the wines definitely speak to themselves. We really appreciate your time today, Ginevra.
Thank you. Drink some Royal City.
Cheers. How do you feel when you get a 100-point wine from Robert Parker? Does that validate what you do, or do you say, screw it, it doesn't matter to me?
No, you think it's cool, but it doesn't really change anything, because every year is a new beginning, and the target always moves. And I'm not trying to repeat the previous year. I'm taking it like it's a new love, like taking it for the first time, and therefore that I look at it with bright eyes and round saucer eyes and say I love it, and I hope it all turns out good.
It was an incredible presentation. I'll be honest with you, there was some off-putting nature to his presentation in the beginning, where
First he makes you hate him.
First he makes you hate him, then he pours you his wines, and you fall in love with that, and then you really have to have a respect for a guy who doesn't give a damn about what anyone else thinks. And I think his wines represent that. I think the guy represents that, and quite frankly, I think we need more of that in the wine industry. And honesty isn't always pretty, and this was definitely an example of that, wouldn't you say?
I would say, and that's that's in the process and the presentation, but these are wines that aren't supposed to be pretty, and wine that's just sweet and fruity is what really captures us initially when we start drinking wine. But the more you get into it and the more honest you are with yourself, you start realizing that the nuances that aren't so pretty are really what make us who we are and add complexity. And I think Robert Parker, in giving Charles the scores he's giving him, recognizes this as well.
If your man is a man, if your man is the man.